to Emerge the Radio Show. I'm Dorothea Schuler, and I'm so glad you decided to join us. On this week's show, we'll be speaking with Virginia hip-hop recording artist One and Latoya Parham, the CEO and founder of Luxury Professional Shop. Of course, a little later on, we'll be making a divine decision with me, Dorothea, and we'll hear Deshana drop some jewels as she gives us her 2 cents on finance. But first up, like we always do around this time, we'll hear some amazing tips from Tiffany to help you emerge as a CEO. So come on, let's tiptoe over with Tiffany into the CEO's Corner.
Emerge yourself.
You've made it to the CEO Corner, the only place where you will get tips on how to live your best CEO life and emerge to the next level. I want to talk to the CEOs about getting personally ready. Now, getting personally ready is a very broad topic, right? But when I talk about getting personally ready, I mean be ready for everything. Be ready financially, credit-wise, have your elevator pitch ready to be set on spot at any time. Be ready physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Just be ready. Be personally ready on paper. Have your resume ready and always up to date. Your social media up to par. Your LinkedIn pages up to date. Have multiple versions of your bio. So I have a small bio, like a brief bio. I have a long bio. I have a political bio. I have all about me bio, just in case it needs to be read as an introduction. No one wants to hear a super long bio, so keep it brief for all of them. I have a bio on my website. I have a longer bio to be sent to people to be on boards, etc. If you don't have a bio or multiples, most executives have some kind of bio online. So find one, figure out what you can talk about that fits who you are and what you do. Also, get your credit in order. Your credit doesn't have to be an 850. Actually, some ladies and myself were just talking about this recently at a Ladies Around the Globe 757 event. Some of them were shooting for an 850. I'm like, look, I just need my credit score to be at a rate where the banks don't tell me no, and also gives me the best interest rate. Like that's all I need. But as we are talking about being personally ready and having good credit, that goes a long way. It's a process, so it won't be overnight, but make your plan, stick to it. That's my hard part, is the discipline to stick to it, and you will achieve it. So my tip for you CEOs out there is to be personally ready. Team stay ready. Hashtag it, team stay ready. And I'm Tiffany Boyle, and that's my tip from the CEO Corner.
Emerge yourself.
We are so excited to have One, the artist and the entrepreneur, on the call with us today. One, it's been a long time. We just saw you, on the April 24th. This year is like going by. I'm like, April 24th, Emerge Yourself Day. So we are so excited to have you on the show, kind of to recap and also talk about what you do and what you have going on and how you are emerging. So let's just start with you telling us a little bit about yourself.
First and foremost, thank you for having me. And I thoroughly appreciated the experience of being a part of Emerge Day. It was an awesome event that's well needed. So thank you all for putting that together and having me be a part of it. Well, I'm a hip hop artist from Richmond, Virginia. I do conscious neo-soul hip hop. I also model for Duet Cote d'Ivoire, mainly in New York. And I love music. I love the effect that it has on our culture and the rest of the world. So music is part of my gift that I like to share with those who are in tune and on the right frequency, so to say.
And how long have you been into music?
I would say since I was a little boy running around in my Pampers, I always loved music. I remember waking up some mornings and hearing my dad play Frankie Beverly and Mays. So since a little boy.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, Tiffany.
I was just going to ask, when did you turn your love of music into an actual career?
My oldest brother, E, he took me into the studio when I was just a 14-year-old child just trying to figure things out. I wasn't a fan of rap music because of the lyrics, and I never was a fan of cursing people out and that sort of thing. So I was kind of turned off by hip hop at the beginning, but at 14, he took me into the studio. He made me write a song young. And ever since then, I just had that love of hip hop. And he introduced me to, which is still my favorite rapper to this day. He introduced me to a song by Rakim called Let the Rhythm Hit 'Em. Mm-hmm. And I fell in love with the fact that, wow, you can have intelligent, conscious lyrics. This is what I want to do. So shout out to my big brother E.
So I'm always interested when I meet an artist. Explain the business behind being an artist, right? Because a lot of people see what we call glitz and glams and videos and entourage and all this stuff. But talk to us about how do you run that from the business perspective?
The business of hip hop, I used to say it was a nasty business. And a friend of mine used to always say that's because I didn't know what I was talking about. The business is really crazy because people are after the dollar and that's it. Too many people involved in business, they say it's just business, but business revolves around people, and good people do their best to do good business. So I would say that the business of hip hop is ugly. It needs to be cleaned up. Everyone knows it. And that's what I'm interested in doing good business with good people. And it's not what you see, the glitz and glamour. I would dare say it's 10% show and 90% business. And too many rappers are perpetrating fake jewelry, fake cars, somebody else's home that we actually could own if we understood business a little bit better. So I think that we really need to get a hold of understanding the business of hip hop and having our own vehicles to success as far as business, surrounding ourselves with the right people. Good people do good things.
I totally agree. And that's pretty much the premises of Emerge, where we know everybody has all of this talent, but do they have the business resources, the business knowledge, the business swag per se, to get to the level that they would like to get to reach their level of success? So what you're doing, what we're doing coincides tremendously. So how are you yourself learning the business, knowing the business, and then are you trying to teach others as well?
My manager, Rick Pilgrim, has a couple of businesses, and I've learned a lot about business through him as well. One of the things he asked of me to do was to take a few business courses online so I can really understand how some of these business transactions take place. And he also taught me about reading contracts, because something such as .net could be .net could be the difference between a couple of dollars and $1 million. So I'm still learning. And also my big brother, Floyd Miller, who's the head of the Metropolitan Business League, he's working with me on some things as well. So I try to surround myself with people who have what I want. They've been there and done that. And such as you ladies as well, being connected to you all. I love the presentation that was presented at Emerge Day. You did an excellent job with that. And I think that's very important for young people to see that not only are you there to help, but you broke down. You taught me some things. I was like, okay, all right, I need this presentation. So surrounding myself with people like you all as well.
I think that you touched on something really great. The aspect of no matter how long you've been a business owner or on your journey, you can always learn something from someone else, no matter where you are. If you're open, and you're listening, you can pick up things. But who would thought, you were with us at Emerge Yourself Day. We're presenting to high school students and you actually picked up something. So that is actually really great to hear.
Yes. Your presentation was amazing. And I watched the faces of the students. They were at awe because I think that they really appreciated the fact that you took time out to really break it down so that they can understand versus just talking. Because a lot of business people, their mentality is you have to get this. I have mine. You have to get this. And you just broke it down for them as it was just awesome. And thank you for that.
You're welcome.
And I still want that presentation so I'm going to have to get that from you.
I think I'm going to have to charge for that presentation. So now that I have your email address, I will gladly send it to you. No worries.
Thank you.
Yes, I wish somebody would have talked to me about branding when I was younger, especially with this social media age, because when I started campaigning, I had to say, oh, wait a minute, what kind of image do I want to portray out to the public? So I had to go scroll through MySpace, Facebook, Instagram. I had to scroll through it all and go back years and figure out, well, what else do I have out there? Not that I did anything crazy, but still I want, a certain a certain brand of myself to be out in the public. And I wish somebody would have told me earlier, like when Facebook first comes, don't post your life, you know? So
right.
that was a good workshop that Deshana did. That was great. And so you brought up a good point of surrounding yourself with people who have already done something, already know. How important is that to grow in any field that you're in?
It's very important to watch the people that are around you, because most people have this mindset that it's just business. Look at how many of our great entertainers wind up completely broke, and you can still see them on television to this day. Michael Jackson had a bad record deal. Prince had a bad record deal. James Brown. And I think we need to ask ourselves, why is this happening? Why is it that some of the arguably the greatest artists in the world are upset with their record deals? They have the talent as far as music, but not fully understanding the business is why we wind up in this situation. So it's super important to surround yourself with people who understand the business and who would say, hey, don't sign this, because it's hard to teach young brothers and sisters who come from hardly anything not to jump at the first thing that's glitter, that sparkles in their eyes, like a car, which we all are adults. A car would only take you but so far. And a car doesn't mean that you're rich. You can have good credit and get any car you want. So sometimes we get caught up in the hype, the appearance of success versus understanding the business, because the business will make you successful.
I totally agree. Knowing your worth, not jumping at the first thing, making sure you take your time to read through everything. And if you don't know it, we have Google. Google is everybody's best friend at this point. I don't think we utilize it enough to look through, like, you know, what's the definition of a word, or how is this statement used in a a legal contract, things of that matter, if you don't have the legal help that you need to have. But I totally agree. We need to know that we are valuable, and what we have to offer is amazing, because otherwise they wouldn't be offering it to us, right? And I just watched the Whitney Houston movie, and not saying that everything they put in it is true, but even she had to do the world tour because her dad was not handling the books correctly. Like her dad was, paying for all these condos and private jets and taking care of him, her, and whoever else, trying to live this lavish lifestyle. And she wasn't, paying attention as much as she should, probably because she's thinking, oh, this is my dad. And then, one day she finds out, oh, we really don't have as much money as I thought. And now I have to go do this world tour and add more pressure to her life. So it's a very interesting statement. So one, what is next for you?
Video release party, which is going to be held in New York. I don't have a release date yet, but sometime in early June. And most definitely you all are invited. I would love to see you in the building as well. And I'm excited about my next project because I really had the opportunity to work with some amazing people. And I think that it's necessary, the visual aspects of my video, my project, I think we really need to ask questions when it comes to hip hop. So what's next to me is putting out this amazing song called Relate to Me that I strongly believe is going to be a women's anthem. You know what? I'm going to have to get Rick to send it to you all as well.
Oh, we would love that. Yes.
He mentioned that early today. He said, I need to send it to him. So yes, I'll have him send it to you as well.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah. So would you say that your artistry is more of a movement and more of trying to make an impact in the world of hip hop and for the rest of us that are listening?
It's a movement, an impactful movement, because something is wrong with hip hop. Something is wrong with the images that's taking place. Something is wrong when you have men who run from their masculinity. We need more masculine men in our community, more protectors. And I'm not talking about somebody has a different sexual preference or whatever the case may be. I'm just talking about men who protect their communities. It's too many things going wrong in hip hop. We need to stop making theme music for us to hurt each other.
Right.
So mine is most definitely a movement, and I stand 10 toes deep on what I say. So therefore, I'm going to be the one who demand respect, and defend women. That is my movement. That is the mission.
I can hang with you one, so I can listen to your music, catch a vibe. I don't have to worry about anything derogatory. And I know you're going to defend and protect me if we hang it out. Like, I think that's a win-win.
Right. That is.
We got to hang soon.
We have to.
Well.
Perfect. Yes. So tell us how people can follow you, get in contact with you, and support you.
You can follow me on Instagram at one.belief.music or one Ali Jabbar, which is ONEALIJABBAR. And my link tree is on there, so you can connect with me that way.
Link tree. I gotta get up on the times of link tree. Tiffany told me about link tree last year, and I still have not done it. So I need to get up on time.
Right after this, do your link tree. At least
my link tree.
I got the hookup. I'm going to send Austin Brazil your way. He did my link tree, and I'm going to send him your way.
Awesome.
Nice. So where did the name One come from?
It's funny. I have a song, my song called The One. It breaks that down. The first people that called me One, they called me Son. My mom hooked up with my dad. That's how it all begun. My mother gave me that name. She wanted me to be different from the norm that was going on. She didn't want me hanging out. She didn't want me drinking, smoking, disrespecting myself and women. So she drilled at me, you have to be the one that's different. So it stuck with me. So thanks, Mom.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks, Mom.
That's right.
Mama One. How about thanks, Mama One?
Yes, indeed.
I love it. Well, let us know when the music video release party is, where it is, so we can help promote and support any way we can. And we are here for your impactful movement and your journey. And we really, love everything that you're doing. And thank you again for being a part of the Emerge Yourself Day, being on the entrepreneurship panel, just encouraging the students, our future business owners. Some of them already have businesses. To me, small business is the backbone of our economy. So without small businesses, America would not be where we are. So we have to keep encouraging entrepreneurship and business ownership. And thank you for helping and be a part of that. Because that was an entire day. I was tired.
So I fell asleep as Tiffany was driving back. I said, I'm sorry, but I have to go to sleep. But a great day nonetheless. So this has been amazing talking to you, getting to know more about you, where you got your name, how you got started. But we are at that part of our interview where we get to ask my favorite question, and that is, what does the word emerge mean to you?
Based upon being in the presence of two go-getters, emerge to me means to go out, to make it happen, and just do it. I love the fact that I can emerge myself into a movement. So to me, emerge is a movement of people coming together to make it happen.
I love that definition. Thank you so very much.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you, ladies. I thoroughly appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you all at my release party.
Emerge yourself. Mr. Detweiler, we're all finished.
What?
Your knee replacement went great, and it's all because of you.
What did I do?
You were captain of Team Detweiler. You told us everything. Medical history, allergies. You asked us tons of questions.
I guess I did kind of run the whole operation, didn't I?
We couldn't have done it without you.
Patient safety. It takes a team. A message from the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons with more tips at orthoinfo.org/patient safety.
Greg met his mother at their weekly dinner spot. She was about 15 minutes late because she took a wrong turn. They chatted through the meal, and she mentioned that she stopped playing cards with her friends. After eating, she excused herself and asked directions to the ladies' room. Greg missed 3 warning signs of Alzheimer's. Did you? Know where Alzheimer's and all dementia hide. Learn more at alz.org/10 signs. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association.
Come to the Hampton University Museum and Archive. Free and open to the public, travel back in time and enjoy the masterpieces from the 19th century, the Harlem Renaissance, and even contemporary movements such as Afrocobra. We are home to the largest public collection of African American art. You can also admire the museum's special gems like the Liberty Pen, used by Abraham Lincoln to sign the Emancipation Proclamation. Founded in 1868, we're the country's oldest African American museum. Come, explore our 10 galleries of fine art from Pacific Islander to African to Native American. We also welcome students and educators to find over 10 million primary documents and photographs for curriculum research. We take pride in our national treasure and hope you do too. Call 757-727-5308 or visit museum@hamptonu.edu for more information and events. Keeping you informed, we are the essence of HU 88.1 WHOV.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Some of the best sounds you'll ever hear are generic. Safe. Effective. Even money-saving, just like FDA-approved generic drugs. Even if they don't come in the exact same color or shape as their brand name equivalents, they have the same key ingredients and go through a rigorous review process. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist today and visit fda.gov/generic drugs. Generics are safe, effective, and can save you money. You'll like the sound of that.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Mom, can I have $1?
My purse is upstairs on my bed.
It's not here.
What about your sister's room?
Nope.
The upstairs closet?
No.
The downstairs closet.
Mom, there are no more closets.
I'm sorry, honey. It was right here all along.
Moms everywhere are finding ways to keep their kids active and healthy. Get ideas, get involved, get going at letsmove.gov. Brought to you by the USDA, HHS, and the Ad Council.
Do you know what that is? That's the sound of your classmate forwarding a picture from your profile to everyone he knows. A college student downloading all your pictures to his hard drive. A teacher wondering what you were thinking. Some guys posting graphic comments about your body and what they do with it. Your neighbor printing out your latest pictures for his collection. A man spending some alone time with your picture while no one else is around. And worst of all, your dad seeing a photo of you topless. All because of the time you posted those pictures on your profile. Anything you post online, anyone can see. Family, friends, and even not-so-friendly people. So think before you post. For more information, visit www.cybertipline.com.
This message brought to you by the U.S. Department of Justice, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, and the Ad Council.
You're listening to the Emerge radio show on WHOV 88.1 FM. Follow us on Facebook. Search Emerge Radio Show. On Instagram, Emerge the Magazine. And online, emergethemagazine.com.
Welcome back. I'm Dorothea Schuler, and you're listening to Emerge, the radio show that's all about entrepreneurs and business and is the premier information source for business owners. We at Emerge aim to keep you informed and up to date. So if you're just now tuning in, we spoke with Virginia veteran hip-hop recording artist One, whose resume includes being selected to perform as the opening act for the Rock the Vote campaign, and whose performance preceded Jay-Z and Russell Simmons taking the stage to address a crowd of thousands. So if you missed his interview, you can go and catch up on all you've missed, as well as listen to any of our previous shows just by visiting emergethemagazine.com. Okay, people, every living being inevitably operates and proceeds throughout their life based upon a series of decisions. A decision is a conclusion or a resolution reached after consideration. And divine means excellence. So we're making an excellent choice. Now, with that being said, let's make the divine decision today to focus. The definition for focus is the center of interest or activity, the state or quality of having or producing clear visual definition. Focus. Now that's a word I've heard consistently throughout my life, as I'm sure every listener has as well. I think focus is one of those words we're so familiar with, understand what it means, but sometimes we consciously decide not to focus. Okay, for example, the word stop. We all know what it means to stop, but do we always stop when we know that we should? The same thing goes for focusing. We all know what it means, but are we intentionally focusing on the things that are before us, or are we choosing distractions? So for me, it was the perfect time to discuss this as the decision, especially now with the weather changing and all the excitement and the things that we look forward to and that come with the summer. Also, the fact that I myself have recently been distracted, so I decided I'll choose a topic to help myself out and others. So hey, my friends, that was to get focused. I'm not saying I'm totally distracted, but I need to focus my attention and shift it on this major career change that has taken place over the past few months. I need to focus on how to tackle my new schedule in a way that reflects balance and healthy productivity in all areas of my life. I mean, the past year has been one of unexpected circumstances that brought serious changes in so many areas of my life. And these changes took place literally overnight. Like my life as I knew it was drastically different. I recently completed months of physical therapy after having rotator cuff surgery performed. And people, this was on my dominant side, but subsequently, my new career and schedule, as well as my other demanding responsibilities, goals and ambitions, and current business endeavors as an entrepreneur are really requiring your girl to get buckled down and get focused. I mean, having to adjust from my previous occupation as a trade entrepreneur, then having a career-ending surgery, and now becoming a full-time employee, it requires me to focus, to learn, to adjust, and to adapt. I mean, it is a blessing that the job happens to be in a field that I have prior experience in, and I'm currently pursuing my degree in. So, I mean, that's great. But what I'm saying is, I know the things I need to do to maintain success and to keep order. Ignore the distractions and get focused. I'm thankful, despite what begun as a traumatic experience and poses what looked like despair in my life, inevitably created a new path for me, a path that my heart desired, one that I knew I specifically focus my prayers on. No, maybe it's not how I would have planned it, but I have to focus on what's in front of me. Today, I want to leave you with something. I like to reflect on this, and it helps to confirm my need to focus on what's ahead. It states, no, dear brothers and sisters, I have not achieved it, but I focus on this one thing, forgetting the past and looking forward to what lies ahead. So join me today. Make the divine decision to focus, knowing this decision will help to shape and create a path that reflects a light of excellence in our lives. This, my friends, has been another divine decision with Dorothea. You can decide to be a part of Emerge the Radio Show by submitting your response to our signature question. What does the word emerge mean to you? Share that on our IG at Emerge the Magazine. This week's response is from Dr. Jamila Winter, a gastroenterologist from New York City. To me, emerge means to rise above and to manifest my destiny. Okay, Jamila. We will continue to rise and emerge to manifest our destiny as well. You can follow Jamila on IG at Dr. Jam Winter. That's spelled DrJamWynter. Thank you for listening to Emerge the Radio Show. Up next, we'll be speaking with Latoya Parham, a Virginia native and the CEO and founder of Luxury Professionals Shop.
Emerge, emerge yourself. It's Emerge Wednesdays on WHOV 88.1 FM. We are here with Latoya. We are so excited because we just saw Latoya, April 24th for Emerge Yourself Day in Richmond, Virginia. So we're excited to have her on the show, kind of do a little recap of what she shared with the students at Richmond Technical Center, talk about what she's doing and where she is emerging. So Latoya, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing pretty fine. Thank you, Tiffany and Deshana, for having me. I really appreciate the opportunity.
Of course. course. Welcome.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. First and foremost, hello to your listeners. My name's Latoya Parham. I am the CEO and owner of Luxury Professional. Born and raised in Virginia, Luxury Professionals is a brand with many branches. I launched a e-commerce clothing shop, and I also launched a sign-in agent service company. I know you're probably confused and probably like, oh my gosh, how do you go from, fashion down to sign-in agent services? But I really wanted my brand to be something that's authentic, like something that describes me and not just a business. So I guess you can kind of call me a serial entrepreneur. And I think that with Luxury Professionals, you'll kind of get to know as you listen to me talk more about it, is it's built off of my brand and me just kind of like being authentic. With my clothing line, it's for luxury professionals, which ties in with my brand. And you can find me on all e-commerce platforms. My website is www.luxuryprofessionals.shop. And my IG handle is luxury_professionals. If you want to learn more, you can follow me. Please support, connect with me. That's a little bit about me.
I wouldn't say it's a little bit. I say it's a lot of bit about So let's start with, I guess, the beginning with like how you got started and why you chose the certain things that you're doing.
Yeah. So like I said, I'm born and raised in Richmond, Virginia. Growing up, I've always kind of wanted to be an entrepreneur. I kind of wanted to do things for myself, kind of be creative and hone into the things that make me happy. And so this really kind of like started as a fluke. COVID happened. I'm sitting around. I work a 9 to 5. I love what I do. But I'm like, what can I do to make myself feel more accomplished? And so I'm like, I love fashion. I love like reaching out to the community, helping out the community. And with COVID, things happen in the financial industry. And so I'm like, okay, let me tap into it. These are two things that I like. Let me start my clothing line, and then I'll become a signing agent, and I will connect with different realtors in the area, and I'll kind of help out the community with, reaching their next levels.
And your fashion is, from what I've seen, is I absolutely love it because it's like a mixture of being fashionable yet professional of what you're offering. And I think that's like a hard thing to do because I'm not like a huge blazer person, but I will totally rock a blazer with some gems on it, or maybe like a different shape, or just, just coming to find things that still like represent you, but are professional at the same time. So I really, really love it.
Thank you. Thank you. And that's one of the things that I kind of wanted to tap into because, as a young professional, you want to look good, but you also want to be stylish. And so I'm like, how can I tap into my true self? Like when I go to work, I want to have color, and I work outside of fashion, like in the legal field. I want to be taken serious. I want to be seen as someone strong and kind of chic. And so that's what made me come up with Luxury Professionals. A little bit of chic with a little bit of glam added to it.
I feel like you are my fashion sister because Tiffany knows I love to be extra. I like to put it on, right? And so in my day job, I work at the shipyard in Newport News, Virginia. And so imagine wanting to be glamorous and glitz and glam, but having to put on steel toes, safety glasses, and a hard hat. It kind of ruins everything I have going on, from my hair to my makeup to my outfit. So yes, I'm definitely for figuring out how to be functional yet chic.
Absolutely. And honestly, just recently, I participated in RBA Fashion Week. It's a wonderful organization. It's headed by Jimmy Budd, Chanel Lizelle, and Ryan Azaza. And it's a platform given to creatives where they can just display their brands and they can kind of reach out to other creatives in the area. And so I designed a couple of pieces and I honed in on the color. I had like this bright orange blazer, and then I added pearls in it because I feel like they're classic. Then I added in some gems, some rhinestones, and like people went crazy over it. So you have to check it out.
No, that's awesome. And for those of you listening, that is Richmond, Virginia Fashion Week. And Deshana, I got to plug my guy. There's also Indie Fashion Week, which is in DC. So if you do want to expand outside of Richmond, let me know and I will connect you with the person who does Indie Fashion Week. But that's one of my favorite fashion shows or fashion weeks because I love to give the brands that you don't always know about the opportunity to showcase. And those are the brands I can actually like meet the designer, go buy their stuff, support them, things of that. So that's like my absolute favorite.
I love that. I would love that opportunity because one thing for me, I feel like as an entrepreneur, you should constantly constantly want to grow and kind of educate yourself. And it's always a great thing to network different areas, different people. And so I would love it. You have to tell me more.
Great. So then the other thing you do, you said you sign agents?
It's a signing agent. Yeah, I'm a signing agent for realtors. And so whenever someone goes to purchase a home, refinance a home, then they can hire me. I travel. I also am virtual. And so I can help you with closing in on your home or refinancing your home.
Oh, okay. And then how did you get into that business?
Well, I am a certified legal professional, so it's a paralegal. And a part of my certification is being able to notarize documents, being able to authenticate them. And that's kind of like a part of what I do. And so signing agent just blends right into it. It's definitely a market that needs someone to tap into. And if you are looking to become an entrepreneur, I think it's a great opportunity for you to kind of say, hey, I don't have to, own a space. I don't have to have all these expenses, but I can still tap into being an entrepreneur.
Very nice. And how do you market yourself for that type of business?
So for that type of business, I'm operating off of word of mouth. I also have a website. It's Virginia Notary Solutions of Virginia. I haven't done any social media marketing or anything, mostly, off of metadata, Google, for all those kinds of searches. And also just networking. I know a lot of realtors in the area, and so they reach out to me for my services.
Very nice. Very nice. And how do you market the fashion business?
So for fashion, because it's outside of my normal scope of being just corporate professional, I'm really heavy into networking. I completed RVA Fashion Week. I also connected with a really, really amazing group. It's called Hills and Hustle. It's a women's organization group ran by Niecy Hills, and she's located in Houston, Texas. My sisters, that's what I call them now. We all get together. We have meetings. We create social media content. We also market my website as well, and kind of partner together to support each other. So I'm on social media heavy. You can find my website anywhere. I'm also on Amazon, TikTok, Facebook. I feel like I'm so old, but I'm on all of those platforms, and they kind of help me out with that.
That is okay.
It's you old with the rest of us that like Facebook, because I can't. The other stuff, we don't know how long TikTok's going to be around. Nobody wants to be on Twitter anymore. Facebook is going to stay.
Absolutely. I need help to keep up to date.
Yeah, it is. It's ridiculous how many different platforms and the different things you have to do. And I'm like, I can't keep up. So you were there as an entrepreneur panelist for Emerge Yourself Day. Talk to us about what you thought about the day and what were some of the questions you received and some of the responses that you gave.
Yeah, I definitely thought it was an amazing event. Anytime that you're able to tap into the young community is an amazing thing. And so being able to sit on the panel and talk with our future, it's just breathtaking. It's amazing. And the students, they really connected with the panelists, Juan and myself, because they wanted to understand, okay, how are things happening now? How can I recreate, or how can I create the future businesses? And so I got a lot of questions about how I run my business now and what things that the younger community could add to it. And that was my number one question. Hey, I noticed you said that you use social media platforms to market your business. Well, I don't have those platforms, and I'm the young adult. So what can I do? And I'm like, oh my gosh, you're connected to everyone. You go to school, you have parents, you're probably in all kinds of sports. That is your market. You tap into it, you market yourself, you be yourself, and it'll all come.
That is true. And you definitely inspire, a lot of students that day. And then how did it make you feel when students wanted to come up to you to show you their presentation before they did their pitch contest?
That was amazing. They worked really, really hard. You can tell by looking at their pitches that they had spent lots of time focusing on what they wanted to create for their brand. I mean, they were so excited, and I was excited to see it.
Yeah,
I think I'm so excited about it, that it was so well received. I think the thing that resonated with me the most is even after we announced, the winners of the competition, because although the students, you could tell they really tried, the of course, somebody had to win. So even after we announced the winners, they were like, well, we want to see our scoring sheets. We want to see our rubrics. Well, how do we do on this and how do we do on that? And I'm like, well, if I had known y'all were going to take these rubric sheets, I probably would have written, a little bit clearer and neater. But just the fact that they wanted that feedback, I think it speaks volumes to, what we were able to accomplish with those students.
Yes. And that goes back to being an entrepreneur and wanting to learn more and wanting to grow. Like they have that quality tapped into. So they're going to do great.
That is, it was awesome. So thank you so much for that. So let us know what we can look forward to seeing from you this year, next year, 5 years from now.
Yes. So, I will be participating in another fashion show here in Richmond, Virginia for the Persuasion Models. It's at the Hoff Garden. If anyone knows about that location, it's so luxurious. Come out and see me on May the 12th from 7 p.m. until 9 p.m. I'm definitely going to continue to brand out with my fashion. Also, you will see my new collection, my summer collection, dropping here shortly with all kinds of beautiful bathing suits for our luxury professionals who like to travel. And I also have a Mother's Day giveaway happening. So again, follow me, Luxury Professionals. You put an underscore in between that and you got me. I would say 5 years from now, like I said, I really wanted to create a brand, not just a standalone business. And so I hope to see my brand expand, where when you hear Luxury Professionals, you don't just think about the clothing brand, but you think about my signing agent business. You just think about everything luxurious. So yeah, that's what I'm hoping for.
Awesome. And we hope the same for you. And we look forward to watching you, supporting you, and promoting you as well. So keep Emerge informed of everything you have going on so we can share. Please tell us, and I know you did a little bit in between the interview, on how people can contact you and support you.
Yeah. So again, I am on Amazon. You can look for my shop. It's called Luxury Professionals Shop. I'm also on IG. My handle is luxury_professionals. I also have a link in my bio to my website, which is on Google, all kinds of meta platforms, luxuryprofessionals.shop. Yeah. So I'll be there. I'm on TikTok too, Luxury Professionals. You can find me. I definitely hope to connect with everyone.
Amazing. Now, before we let you go, we have one last question for you, and it is our signature question. What does the word emerge mean to you?
Emerge. Let's see. When I think of emerge, I think of someone like coming out of water. I don't know why I think of that, but that's what I think of. And so I would say it means bringing your full self to surface, maybe being resilient and kind of rising above obstacles. That's emerge.
Love it. Love it. Well, thank you so much, Latoya. We are so happy that you were able to be on the show with us and to share all the wonderful things that you have going on.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Tiffany and Dashina. I appreciate you guys for giving me the opportunity.
You are most welcome.
Well, I finally did it. My student loan is totally paid off.
What? What about our plan to win the lottery and start living? Travel the world on matching yachts, wear enough jewelry to require a bodyguard, vacation on the French Riviera, and then buy it.
You know we're never going to win the lottery, right?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
When I was a gang leader, we probably did business together. Because when people like you buy knockoffs on the street, often the money goes to gangs. And gangs use this easy money for other activities. In other words, they're getting a lot of bang for their buck.
Counterfeits hurt, but you have the power to stop them. Go to www.ncpc.org/getreal. A message from the National Crime Prevention Council and the Bureau of Justice Assistance, U.S. Department of Justice.
It's important to plan ahead for emergencies, like the storm.
When it kicked in, we had a plan.
Separated.
We were able to get in touch with each other in no time.
Had no idea how to find each other.
The whole experience was
the most frightening 10 hours of my life.
If there's one piece of advice I'd offer other moms out there, it's to stay calm and keep to the plan.
Message. Some parents plan ahead, some don't. Make sure you know where to find your family in an emergency. Start your plan at ready.gov. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Are you thinking about buying medicine online? A search for online pharmacies yields more than 20 million results. But which ones can you trust? Medicines bought from unlicensed online pharmacies can be dangerous. You may get a fake drug, your condition may get worse, or you may experience a bad reaction. Don't put your health at risk. To learn how to find an online pharmacy that's safe and legal, visit fda.gov/BeSafeRx. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
Every day I wake up at 5 to give Dad his medicine. Every day I wake up at 5 to give Dad his medicine. At 6 I make his breakfast. Every day I wake up at 5 to give Dad his medicine. At 6 I make his breakfast. At 7 I shower. Every day I wake up
For those caring for a loved one, we hear you. That's why AARP created a community to help us better care for ourselves and the ones we love. Visit aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting. A teenager. Learning the lingo.
Today I'm going to help parents translate teen slang. Now, when a teen says something is on fleek, it's exactly like saying, that's rad. It simply means that something is awesome or cool. Another one is totes. It's exactly like saying, totally, just shorter. As in, I totes love going to the mall with Becca. Another word you might hear is jelly. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will think you're, rad, just the same. To learn more, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
This is a guided meditation on parenting. Take a deep breath in and let go of the time you and your son played basketball and you attempted to slam dunk. Or when you hit that piñata into your neighbor's yard. Let it go.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you. For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
All right, crew, let's get her dug.
Honey, you want to give me a hand? I'm planting that tree, remember?
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 business days before any digging project, so you can avoid hitting our essential buried utilities. This includes natural gas and petroleum pipelines, electric, communication cables, and water and sewer lines. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811. Brought to you by Common Ground Alliance.
Did you just look down at your phone? You did it again, didn't you? You know, you're flying down the road in a 3-ton hunk of steel, and a text takes your eyes off the road for an average of 5 seconds. At 55 miles per hour, that's long enough to travel the length of a football field and cause some serious damage. Turn it off. Trust me, whatever it is, you'll live.
Learn more at stoptextsstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Emerge yourself. It's Emerge Wednesdays on WHOV 88.1 FM.
Follow us on Facebook, search Emerge Radio Show. On Instagram, Emerge the Magazine. And online, emergethemagazine.com.
I'm Deshana Kemp Garnett, and it's time for my 2 cents. Hello and happy Wednesday. I know every Wednesday when we talk, I pretty much talk about how you can help manage your business finances better. But I recently had a friend ask me a question. They said, if I don't have a business, but I want to have a business, but I don't have the funds to do so, what kind of advice could you provide for me? And that's something I never even thought about. But I did research some tips to help you start a business with no money. And these are some of the top things you can do in 2023. So First thing, think about the things you are good at. Are you really organized? Are you extremely creative? Do you clean very well? The easiest way to start a business with no money is to sell your services. Even if you haven't mastered a specific area, being better than the average person at doing something means you know that you can help them. That's a great way to raise money to start your own business. So start thinking about that. Think about the people you're around. Think about the business owners you know. Even ask them, hey, what kind of services would you need that typically you don't have enough time for? So figure out what you're good at. Think about selling your services. Do you have a huge or pretty good social media following? Maybe you have a friend that has a business. Ask that friend, hey, do you need some more promotion? I have a huge following, and maybe that can help get your friend, whatever business owner you know, some exposure. So think about maybe becoming a brand ambassador or a social media influencer. Think about all the places you go on a regular basis. If you like their service, you're probably texting, calling friends and family, say, hey, I just went to this place. I had really good service. They had really good food. Figure out how you can monetize that. All in all, sometimes it does take money to start a business. Sometimes it doesn't. Think about the things you're good at. Think about the things you could do as a service that people would pay for. Use the things you're good for to save the money and invest in the business you want to own. I am Deshaina Kim Garnett, and that's my 2 cents.
Here's what's coming up in Hampton Roads.
Let's take a look at some local and regional activities. Are you a business owner? Are you looking for more opportunities to get your business out there and network? Here's a simple tip. Visit Google and search for business events in Hampton Roads. You can also look at allevents.in or Eventbrite for business networking opportunities in Hampton Roads, Virginia. If you have a business you would like to be advertised on the Emerge Show, it's simple. Email tiffany.emerge@gmail.com. We would love to help you get your event out there. A special thank you for the guests of today's show. To listen to past episodes of the Emerge Radio Show, visit emergethemagazine.com.
Emerge yourself.
You've been listening to the Emerge Radio Show. All opinions expressed on this show are that of our guests and may or may not be shared by the Emerge Radio Show staff. Follow us on Facebook. Search Emerge Radio Show. On Instagram, Emerge the Magazine. And online, emergethemagazine.com.